if you guys like this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you guys are interested in a personal session, check out my website, readingswithbreanne.com. Let's dive into the topic for today. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, thank you so much for joining me. I'm really looking forward to diving into a video when it comes to Yellowstone. Now, this has been a big one that everyone's talking about a lot recently, especially with some of the viral videos that have been going out here about the animals leaving Yellowstone. So this was a topic that actually came up in my August energy report, and I wanted to do a deeper dive because there was some really interesting things that were coming out of the labradorite ball here today. So we're gonna dive right in. I do want to start with a question when it comes to all of these videos pertaining to these animals leaving Yellowstone, because from what I have discovered, a lot of them, you guys, are AI or they are fake. So even though I have come to that conclusion in my mind's eye that these are not genuine, I want to see what the tarot has to say to see maybe am I seeing it incorrectly. So Spirit, what can you share when it comes to these viral videos with Yellowstone and the animals leaving? Are these in fact fake or are they genuine? What can you share with us? Okay, we have the crone, the shadow. Let's take one more. And we have the heart with the threshold on the back of the deck. So I do like that threshold, gives me a big energy when it comes to things happening in Yellowstone, absolutely. But let's just focus strictly on the question, Spirit. When it comes to these viral videos, are the animals leaving Yellowstone? Are these videos actually genuine or are they fake? What can you share about the truth of these videos? Okay, we have Knight of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, all reversals right now. Two of Wands, King of Cups, Three of Cups, and we have the Magician. All right, Nine of Wands on the back of the deck. So if we dissect this energy and look at what is it sharing in terms of these videos that are going viral? Starting off strong with the Knight of Wands in reverse, you guys. This is somebody moving forward with like reckless action, but more so it's like misleading momentum, because if you look at that, all those animals rushing out of the park, and look at that car. It's very misleading with the Knight of Wands in reverse, okay? So it is saying that the energy behind the scene is really being stirred up intentionally. And the reason why I'm so confident about this too, you guys, is look at this, look at the past. The past is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And the situation is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So this is quite huge, because if we look at the Six of Pentacles in reverse, this is showing that somebody, this is very much, it could be hinting at misinformation, but also like energy harvesting as well. There's a lot that goes into the emotional aspect of it, and we have that Cups in the outcome. So this could show certain individuals posting, sharing these videos strictly for profiting or benefiting, and not really offering actual truth here, okay? They're profiting off of sharing misleading information, okay? That's what I can share with you here. Quite interesting, but I'm just sharing a perspective. You guys, of course, as always, use your discernment. So the Two of Wands in that present energy is really showing, I want to say it's showing a sense of planning. This is again strategy, and look at the Magician aspecting this as well. Manipulation. So this is from what I can share. I do not see it as being authentic or genuine. if we touch base and look at the oracles as well, we have the shadow, the crone, and the heart. And there's definitely something that is meant to like destabilize the energies, because it goes back to, again, the whole like Ace of Pentacles, and I see this crone over it, and it gives me a bit of like that kind of like sorcery, the magic, right? And just stirring things up, and not for the good here, okay? When we see the heart, this is also that vulnerability. As I said, there's something to do with this being aimed or strategically aimed at the vulnerability of people as well. So again, you can easily ask yourself, when you are looking at these situations or scenarios, are you operating from fear, or are you going to operate from your heart center? The shadow is all about suppression, and it's kind of that dark undercurrent as well. So it's showing some kind of hidden operations or underground energies happening to push these videos out to gain momentum worldwide. Look at that, it's planting those seeds. So that's what I can share with you guys. Overall, I will say that the videos are definitely part illusions. I do think there is something going on in Yellowstone, so we're gonna dive into that a little bit more here and see what else we can get. But overall, the videos in themselves do not seem to be very accurate, or a majority of them, okay? So let me know what your thoughts are on that, but let's dive into our next question. So let's pull a couple tarot cards and some oracles when it comes to the question of like what's actually truly happening with the wildlife at Yellowstone. And let's take a look at Mother Gaia and see what energies are coming out, Spirit. What can you share? Okay, so we've got 3 that fell out right away. We have the Anima Monday, the Eternal Child, and we have the Vision with the Judge on the back of the deck. So what else can you share, Spirit, when it comes to the true nature and the energy of Yellowstone and the animals and Mother Gaia around that area? What can you share, Spirit? Nine of Wands, the Emperor. We have the Hanged Man in the past, King of Swords, 9 of Cups in reverse, 2 of Cups, and Temperance. I love that we have the Temperance, and we have the Ace of Swords. Now, I'm getting a lot to do with balance as well, bringing things back into balance, because there's been a big misalignment for a long time. You know what's so amazing, you guys? Look at this Vision card. You can see the wildlife within the like eternal mother here. It's super stunning, and it's almost like it's saying here too, the wildlife is Gaia's early warning system here. So the wildlife itself, and I think I want to correct myself because when I'm seeing this, I might have said earlier if there are certain animals leaving. It's not about them leaving, it's actually about them magnetically rebalancing themselves based off of the energies that's happening near Yellowstone right now, because this Nine of Wands is like wounded warrior, okay? If we look at the Nine of Wands, that's a representation of saying, I want to say a defense system that's activating, but this is also a lot of resilience. So it's almost like you're wounded, but you're still standing here, and this is a representation of the resilience from Mother Earth. There's something about power systems, okay, because look at this King of Swords and look at the Emperor. These are control systems, and what I can share with that is I want to say, like, when we look at some of these underground tunnels or certain networks, military networks, etc., this is like them really testing certain like instruments or technology when it comes to influencing the natural cycles of Mother Earth with the Temperance. But she's not abiding by that. There is like a push back, and there's a that's where there's a bit of a defense system and a pushback with that. She's balancing the scales. We have the judge, and we have the Temperance here. So we have, again, powerful forces trying to oversee or attempting to dominate that zone. But there we have Mother Earth saying, I don't think so, okay? She's definitely standing in her power here. And when we look at the past too with the Hanged Man, this is showing like a temporary freezing of the Earth's natural rhythms here. So it does show a lot about surveillance, a lot about data collection, a lot about using technologies against and to disrupt the true rhythms of Mother Earth here. Now, I will say with the outcome being the Nine of Cups in reverse, this is a temporary imbalance, especially with the animals around Yellowstone, because it's almost like they're wanting to express freedom, but the systems are restricting them and not allowing it. So I will say what's aspecting this temporary imbalance though is really positive, because we have Gaia's internal contracts with higher energies, higher realms, with true source here. It's like a divine promise of balance here, and this is actually really, really positive. So if we look at the lovely oracles, the Anima Mundi, we have the Eternal Child and the Vision. I love that Vision card, but the Anima Mundi here is really representing, I feel like, Gaia as a consciousness, and it's interconnected. It's being interconnected here with intelligent systems and the pulse of light. The Eternal Child is showing like Yellowstone is part of Mother Gaia's original innocence here. And when we have that vision, I love it, because we are being shown what is most ignored. So it's kind of like in a place that's meant to become really in a sacred balance. And that's why I think there's also a lot of eyes on this particular place right now. It's because like we are meant to see the visions and see the energy that Mother Earth is going through, because it looks really painful here. Deep down, there's a lot of purging happening. So again, when it comes to the animals so-called leaving, I don't actually see that being the case. It's like the animals it's not that they're fleeing, they are listening, they're tuning into the vibrations, and they're altering their presence based off of where they need to go energetically. They're very intuitive and very in touch. So very interesting. So massive shifts and changes happening with Mother Earth and Yellowstone. So let's dive into a couple more questions and see what messages come out when we look more into the volcano. So I'm going to actually take a moment and see if I can bring the image back that I seen the other day when it comes to Yellowstone and these tunnels underneath. And from what I seen and what I was getting is they ran very deep, but I was getting the term magnetic tunnels. So I wanted to look into that and see if we can dive deeper. So I'm just going to take a moment. So this was something that came up very strong in my last energy report too, because there was some kind of a link to oil and gas, and I would say that the Yellowstone Park is very much protected, but what I see, you guys, is okay, there's two things happening with Yellowstone. One of the things that I do see here is, yes, there are these underground tunnels. I'm going to go into those after. But there are, let's say, surrounding areas. I'm going to pull some tarot on this, but there are surrounding areas where underground, let's say, facilities are working to, I'm going to say, extract oil or gas, and they're using some kind of a system that is interfering with the Earth's natural rhythm, and it's causing a lot of disturbances. But I do get that some of this is very much deep state ran, and there's a lot of danger when it comes to the specific thing that they're doing. I'm just going to pull a few cards on that to see if we can dig a little bit deeper. Spirit, what can you share when it comes to what I see when it comes to other certain kind of resources? I see it being oil and gas. And they are, there are certain underground programs that are extracting this, but even okay, even though Yellowstone is protected, it's like these underground bases are going way closer than they are let on. Like they're not being very open and transparent with where they're actually taking these resources, and I'm getting the tech that they use is a big disruption. So let's see what the tarot has to say. We'll see if the Four of Pentacles comes out, because that was a big one last time. We got Two of Wands in reverse, the Page of Wands, Page of Swords, Queen of Cups, Four of Pentacles. I knew that was going to come out. That was the one that came out last time. Three of Pentacles and the Five of Wands, and this four, and we have the Eight of Cups as well, which came out in my other reading. This was screaming resources, oil and gas to me as well. If you guys look at that card, quite interesting. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Now, again, I'm not an expert when it comes to, drilling oil and gas and that sort of thing, but I assume it's a dangerous avenue regardless. But the thing is, what I get though, you guys, is there's something different. There's underground with this Eight of Cups, underground programs or facilities. Again, a lot of them are being run. I remember last time I had the Devil in the center. They are being run by deep state operations, and it's linked to extraction by some magnetic tunnels. So I'm going to just take a moment and see what else I can get about these magnetic tunnels and what that, I don't even really understand fully what that means yet. So we're going to try to dive into it a little bit deeper here. All right, so I'm going to try to explain what I'm getting here. Let me know if this resonates with you guys, but I am seeing physical tunnels here when it comes to underneath Yellowstone, or really nearby, close to the Yellowstone. But it's not like, when we look at these underground tunnels, they are activated magnetically because of where they are. It's almost like laying them under a very enhanced ley line. And I see them using like some kind of technology to extract by the magnetic polarity of it. I mean, I don't even know if there's actual individuals here. It feels like actually very AI, or like there's some kind of technology or technical system that they're using to siphon out the resources here. So let's take a look at the cards here, because it does definitely scream like an underground network or some kind of tunnel network or energy manipulation. So we have the Two of Wands here, and the Two of Wands, and it's reversed here, is showing a lot about rerouted energy lines when it comes to the certain technology they're using to extract their resources. And it's showing that this is, again, is being tampered with, and especially when it's connected. See, the Two of Wands, you guys, is also my portal energy. So I don't mean to go too far out there, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like off-worlders or off-worlding energy also connected to this. And this technology that they're using, again, is not just your normal, drilling or fracking. It's just very much like hidden black ops is what I'm getting. So, when we look at, again, this energy, this is all about natural ley lines are being almost redirected or misaligned, and that's why it's causing quite a bit of disruptions with the volcano as well. So we got the Queen of Cups in reverse as well. So this, again, is showing, I actually get a lot about like the Earth's water is being distorted here. And when I say that, it's like the water memory, okay? The Earth's water memory is being distorted, and the tunnels are interfering with like the water grids as well. And that really matches up with new water holes that have been popping up in Yellowstone as well. So that's what I get strongly with that Queen of Cups in reverse. I don't necessarily have my Nine of Pentacles out here, but I am going to bring this up because I've got my two pages. I got a page in the situation and a page in the past, and this could absolutely reference to like stolen youth or referencing trafficking activity linked to tunnel systems as well. So I have to bring that up because that does come up here. However, I do think that looking at the Page of Wands in reverse here too, and we have that surveillance, it's almost like a new tech, because we're looking at the energy of what these magnetic tunnels are, what's going on underneath there. Is it causing an issue with Yellowstone and the potential of its eruption? And there is showing a big disruption and a disturbance. So we're going to pull a bit more on the volcano in a moment. But again, to like wrap up with this energy, I do think that this could point to like, when we look at AI, you guys, spiritual technology and AI that is really surfacing, and I would say blindly using technology without really even understanding what it's about. So again, that Four of Pentacles, that's my outcome. You know, I have to go here because I got my big portal energy, and this might sound a little far out there, you guys, but yes, this could represent oil and gas, absolutely, but it's more, it's even more than that. It goes deeper than that from what it looks like. This could absolutely represent certain ancient, let's say, technology or certain relics that are being like held or even transported through certain energy systems or portals here. And it's quite, look at this card, you guys, Three of Pentacles. What does that look like to you with that energy? We have oh my gosh. Okay. I'll show you guys that one again one more time. So interesting. It really gives me underground installations when we're looking at military, private corporations, and really involved with the underneath tunnels or expanding the certain systems underneath there. I think the big question too that we want to pull on is, what does it look like in terms of a probability of this volcano erupting? I'm getting a really weird message here. I'm just going to share it. But with these two pages, I can't stop looking at these two pages. It does give me an energy of it being reversed, and it's suggesting a timeline being altered. I don't see this volcano being, or let's say this volcano erupting, because it would be so catastrophic and so devastating. I just don't see that happening based off of where we are going energetically. So let's pull a tarot spread on that and see if I'm seeing that timeline alteration as accurate. So let's see, Spirit, what can you share when it comes to the question of the super volcano in Yellowstone activating, or sorry, not activating, erupting. Let's ask the big question. What's the probability of this super volcano erupting on our timeline? Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, we have the Chariot in reverse. There's that Four of Pentacles again. Three of Pentacles, the Fool, and we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So again, as I said earlier, I really truly don't think that an eruption of a super volcano would be allowed to happen here, because it would actually like when we look at this, it feels like energetically it sits on an energetic gateway or ley line with that Two of Pentacles that we had, or Two of Wands we had before. And this is showing that it would, like, if there was a full eruption, it would break the fields across the grids. This is being very much contained and monitored, and it's like it's not allowed to erupt. So it's interesting because sometimes I get messages from some people too, where they're like, how is there so much evil in this world that is allowed to happen, but the white hats don't step in, or this or that. And that's another whole, I feel like, video. But there are certain scenarios or situations where there are galactic families or certain, let's say, I don't know, fleets, as we can say, that do come in and assist to alter things, because it's not a collective agreement here, and that's what it looks like. So this is showing that no, I do not see that there's a big threat for it to fully erupt. There is a little bit of like activations potentially with this, but again, that's to be, I guess, expected with Mother Earth shifting and changing consistently, especially over the recent months here. Again, with that Three of Pentacles as the outcome, I think there are multiple different factions that are working together to, again, contain it. So I do not see the super volcano erupting, but there's definitely some interesting activity happening beneath the surface, and things that are playing out. So I think I want to end it on one more question, because as we looked into earlier here, there are certain, let's say, manipulating energies happening beneath the surface. So are these in the process of being taken down, or what can you share when it comes to these certain underground programs or installations, factions? What can you share about them being removed so they're not interfering with the ley lines near Yellowstone? What can you share about that, Spirit? We have the World, Six of Cups. There's that off-worlding energy, and we have the Two of Wands again, you guys. Four of Swords, yes. They are very much so being taken. And we have Justice. I'm like, the only other card we need here is Justice. And the Ace of Swords. How perfect is that? Ah, I love it. Look at, on top of that, we have the Eight of Swords, and that is the containment, an imprisonment, okay? Let's pull one oracle too. What can you share about the question? If there are certain factions underneath the ground messing with things they shouldn't be, are they currently being taken down? We have, oh, like the exact same cards again. We have the Ring and the One. Ooh, all right. So if we look at the world, it is in reverse. So this is showing me they're very much running on expired contracts. And I do get a big energy. Remember I said earlier, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a potential timeline. There's limitless timelines where this volcano does erupt, which is showing a bit of a switch or a timeline shift or a timeline jump. That does come out very strongly from what I can see. And then we have the Four of Swords as the present energy, and the Six of Cups as well. So it does feel like this is the restoration of knowledge, the restoration of, let's say, light forces claiming the energetic estate from certain ley lines that have been hijacked here. And I have to say, the whole child ring, trafficking ring does come up again there. So that could be linked to it as well. When we look at the outcome, it does show a lot of secrets being suppressed and buried. So again, I don't think this is something that necessarily is going to be on the news. This is very much happening behind the scenes, but it's aspecting, look at this, Justice and the Ace of Swords and a breakthrough. So I do think there's a lot of energy showing that they are dismantling and working with these energies beneath the surface. Something really big too about contracts. So I'll kind of end on that because we have the Ring and the One, and the Ring keeps bringing me to certain soul contracts and binding agreements or even karmic loops as well. And it feels like a lot of the times these tunnels and systems and manipulations, they only persist because of contracts, and those contracts are expiring now. So it's showing that there is they're being voided, and it's like that one, the undivided source, is beginning to override all the false loops. So this is really a positive energy seeing the outcome of this, and I'm really excited to see this and not some big tower moment happening with the volcano. But that's what I can share with you guys. Again, I love you guys tons. I wanted to thank you for joining me on another reading, and until next time, beautiful souls, bye for now.